Hello there, and welcome to my Bloons Tower Defense 5 channel. I'm Italian Ninja, and this is where I make attempts at defeating challenges I've set out for myself, make progress, and learn to get better at this game, and subsequently, life. If you enjoy this type of stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you comment, I'll shout you out. And I'm going to start out here with a list of shout outs so that everybody gets shouted out. ASD. I'm going to blow through this quick before I really focus on this game, but I'm just going to get it set up here. So we're going Impoppable Monkey Lane. Go. So, yes. Shout out number 1, ASDFA6891. Shout out number 2 is Donald Evans 2624. Number 3 is Uppy Cat. Sorry. Uppy Cat. Not sure how you say that exactly. Number 4 is Marcio Giannotti. Number 5 is Astro Aboud. Number 6, can't forget about Soul. My boy Soul. He's the soul. I'm the heart. I'm the heart. He's the soul. He's my number 1 fan, if anybody's wondering. And the last person is Noma Huma. And he asked me a couple of questions, so I'm gonna... Well, first of all, before I get to your questions, I gotta explain some shit here so that you guys understand some of the context of the current setup that I'm working with. So the last video that I made, for anybody watching, I ran out of storage space on my phone, so the game just, shut off. And I could have just saved it, but I just went and cleared some stuff and finished playing it on my own. But if anybody was wondering, I got to level 75. I ended up getting to level 77, I think, on my own, and then that was it of that game. So just for some context, that's, why the last video was cut off, probably cut a little bit short if anybody was watching. Yeah. So anyway, wow. I got to level 75 last video. In this video, I only got to level 5 on my first attempt. I'm telling you guys, if you're not focused in this, just try to do 2 things while you're playing this. Do a couple of things. The focus really is, important, You don't hit all your... If you don't hit all your shit at the right time when you're doing Impoppable, you really don't know how it's going to turn out. So, anyway, I'm going to get to Noma's questions here. Noma Huma. So, he asked me 2 questions. First of which was, are you Italian? Are you actually Italian, or something along those lines? And the answer is actually, yeah, I am. 50% Italian, on my father's side. So I grew up around a lot of Italians and very familiar with the culture. I probably, if anybody here is Italian, I don't know if I talk like an Italian, but you can't see how I'm talking, but I do talk with my hands. So yeah, some of the stereotypes about Italians are true. And if you guys have any questions about that, I have no problem answering them for you. So, it'd be really hard for you guys to offend me too. Don't try, please. But, yeah, I'm hard to offend, so ask whatever questions you guys want, and I'll just ignore the ones that I don't care about. So, anyway, and the other question that Noma Huma asked, I thought it was a really, really good question, and so very surprising to get this question, but I'm happy to try to provide some insight just into life in general, because you only ask this question if you're confused about where you are in the direction of your life. And what the question was is, what should I do with my life? And I'll be honest, Noma, it's very difficult to answer that for you because I don't know what the exact circumstances that you're in. So, I mean, I can give you a bunch of like general just advice for life, things that like what should I do with my life? Like I can't see, that's the thing, is it's really hard to answer it um uniquely and personally to you because I don't know you, right? So if you want to drop some more information or context, or if you're uncomfortable, maybe just comment that you're uncomfortable with that, and maybe I'll give you my email or something, or we'll figure out how to message you or something. I'm not sure how that works on YouTube, but I wouldn't mind. I have no problem answering questions like that. But as a general framework for anybody who's out there who's questioning the same thing, it's like that answer of what should I do with my life? The answer has to come from you. But I can help explain why that is. And it's just like if you don't choose it, the likelihood that you'll actually stick to it is very low. And I mean, who knows the most about you other than you? So like, me telling you like what I think you should do, like that's one thing. And I'll tell you, if I was paying you to do it, goddamn right, you're fucking doing what I want you to do. But as somebody I'm not paying you. I'm not, you're just watching my content, and there's nothing that, one thing I need to tell everybody is that like, forget about limitations. There aren't really that many real rules. And all the real rules of life are dictated by the rules of physics. So anybody who's interested, you can read a physics textbook and get a better understanding on the natural universe than you can by any other means. That has been so extremely helpful for the way that I've built my mindset, my thought processes. And yeah, it's absolutely a fascinating subject if anybody's interested. But I know that the likelihood of people actually picking up a physics textbook is very slim. So a lot of what advice that you'll get by on that'll help is just things like, tell the truth. You can fill your head with a bunch of these things, and you can get to the same place as I've gotten to, or as anybody else has gotten to. But the thing is you need to take the steps yourself. And the steps are difficult, and it's a struggle uphill most of the time. So just because you feel resistance doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. Actually, oftentimes it means you're on the right path, and just that you have to get over that barrier. So there's things that I deal with all the time. I deal with tons of stuff, guys, and anything that comes up that's new usually is like, oh, is this right? Is this wrong? How am I supposed to handle this? And with experience, you kind of get used to it. And there's days where you wake up and you're not feeling something, or whatever, but you gotta push through that, right? That's what discipline really is like doing things even though you don't want to. And that would be like, if I was going to say that number one thing to get you to the intended destination, like I said, trying to give you guys a framework here to work through this problem rather than giving you a straight up answer about specifically what to do. The framework would start with be disciplined, and if you don't have discipline, build discipline. And if you can't build discipline, try as hard as you can, and you will be able to do it. And you get to define these things. So, I mean, once you get to a certain level, there's an objective measure of these things, right? And you can, like I can see it in people. I can see it when somebody's undisciplined. It's just, there's all kinds of there's all kinds of, what's the word I'm looking for? All kinds of signs. There's all kinds of signs that indicate whether somebody's disciplined or not. But I mean, a real good indication of whether somebody's disciplined or not is like how they physically look. If you see a guy who's like jacked, you know, and you get jealous that he's jacked, that's an indication of your mindset not being that's an indication that you need to work on yourself. And people are going to be confused by that and be like, what are you talking about? Why would I need to work on myself if I see somebody else that's jacked and I feel bad about myself? Because you're looking at that person as a reflection of yourself, and you're looking at yourself negatively and comparing yourself to them. Now, you shouldn't compare yourself to them, but that's an indication that maybe something's off in your mindset, right? That's, I guess, another, as like a general rule of thumb, another thing that would help with people and the way that they think is coming to the conclusion of don't compare yourself to who you are, or don't compare yourself to who somebody else is today. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. You know, something along those lines. I'm sure people have heard that quote places before, and it's not original. I honestly, sometimes there's some things that I do come up with originally and I know it. There's some stuff that I don't know if it's originally mine or not. Oh, okay. Insurance, tax, just in case. Yep. Okay, insurance, tax. Yeah. Shit. Shit. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.